Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Beyond the Score podcast. I'm your co-host, Matthew Supinger, joined once again by Alex Perez. Alex, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty great today. How are you?
Doing really good. We got a very special guest on today. We have reigning and newly announced Horizon League Player of the Year, or Player of the Week, hopefully Player of the Year soon, Joy Banks. Thanks for coming on. I know you had a very busy weekend like we were talking about, huge honors and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, we're even more excited to have you on and stuff.
For sure, yeah.
So we had some quick questions for you and stuff, just kind of running through the ringer of your entire career, I guess is what we're going to do. So you had quite the career in high school, from what it seems like. You were the Under Armour All-America Honorable Mention Team. You were the OHSVCA All-Ohio Division I First Team District Player of the Year. You highlighted the Suburban League First Team as the league's Player of the Year. I mean, it seems like you just kind of did whatever you want in high school. You just kind of dominated all over. Who was kind of the person, though, that got you started and made you really want to play volleyball?
Definitely my mom. So she played volleyball at the University of Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So she was a very big athlete. So was my dad, but she was more on the volleyball side. And when I was younger, I wasn't very athletic. And my dad's like, oh, okay, like, she's going to be, like, school stuff, like, smart. My mom's like, no, like, I got this. And so she just, like, believed in me and just, like, got me in workouts and just, like, and I wanted to do volleyball, too, which, like, helps. And she just, like, took me throughout the whole process, like, growing up and, like, growing into being, like, the mindset of kind of being an athlete, I guess, because I wasn't physically there yet.
Yeah.
And then when that came in, it just, like, was like cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like because, I mean, that's big time playing volleyball down at Tennessee. Did you ever feel any pressure of, like, I got big shoes to fill or anything like that? Or was it just always, they made you feel like, hey, this is your world. You just go do what you want?
Both. At first, it was, like, a lot of pressure because, like, she played my position as well. So she, like, it was just very, like, I look up to her a lot. And I still look up to her. I still feel like I'm not even close to where she was at. Mm-hmm. But I see it now as, like, a positive thing and just, like, I just want to keep making her proud, and I know I am. But before, like, being younger and just, like, knowing, like, she, like, in high school, she, like, made her Hall of Fame. Like, she was, like, a great athlete, so I was just, like, really nervous and, like, just was, like, kind of more scared. But as I grew, I feel like I matured more and, like, into the person that I could be. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you're filling the shoes of the family pretty well right now at NKU.
Yeah.
Your freshman year, once again, you just continued the dominance. You were named to the Horizon League All-Freshman team. You were fourth on the team in total kills. You started in 5, but you appeared in all 28 matches. You ranked fourth on the Norse in kills per set at almost 2. Was there any time that you felt, nervous or a lot of pressure going into your freshman year? Because it seems like from the stats that it was just kind of, you just kept going.
At first coming in, I just wanted to kind of just keep my head down and just work.
Mm-hmm.
So there wouldn't be a question of whether or not, like, I earned it or deserved it. Like, I just wanted to be, like, I did what I needed to do as a freshman. And, like, as a freshman, it's hard, like, not having that much experience with, like, such a high level of play.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I wouldn't say it was cake. Like, it was a lot of ups and downs and, like, trials and errors of just trust with, like, teammates and stuff and, like, building relationships.
Yeah.
But then I think over time, like, it definitely was, like, smooth and, like, I found, like, my place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a moment in your freshman year where you kind of just started to feel like, okay, I know I belong here, and I know, like, the nerves settled down a little bit, and it was just, you were able to go out there and just play volleyball?
So in the beginning of, like, our seasons every year, we play, like, these huge teams.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very humbling. Very, very humbling. So, like, my freshman year, we played Ohio State, and I think I helped them set their all-time blocking record. It was very humbling, but, like, it's, like, sounds, like, sad, but then at that point, I'm, like, everybody was, like, laughing, and, like, it's, like, you're fine, and whatever,
Yeah.
like, all this stuff was very light, so I was, like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, I played against a big team, like, top 10, like, I'm all right. Like, I am smooth sailing from here on out. Like, can't get worse than that.
Yeah, we had Liz on just a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about, she's like, it's good to play these big teams because it's like you can just go out there and just leave it all on the floor, and
yeah.
It's like you got nothing to lose. You just go out there and play hard.
Yeah.
Your sophomore year, that was a little bit of a sore subject. That was the only year so far that you have not placed on an All-Horizon League team.
Yeah.
Did it bother you at all at the end of the season that you were like, giving you maybe that extra energy and that juice going into the next season of being like, I didn't maybe hit the goal, or was it just kind of like, hey, I continue to play good?
No, yes. Sophomore year is definitely a rough year, I think, mentally. Of like just, it was just a weird year. I don't know why. But I think sophomore year is the point where like you either will get stagnant or you can use that year to grow. I think for everybody, once they're past like freshman year, it's like, are you gonna stay in where you are? Or are you gonna like grow from that? So I think mentally, like sophomore year helped me like mature a lot more into junior year, because I'm like, I gotta like go, like I gotta prove myself, like I can't just be like just stay where I'm at, like I just gotta keep going. Yeah.
So you just kind of talked about you have to either grow or settle where you are. Was there a skill set going into your sophomore year that you targeted? You were like, I gotta work on that more, put more time into that?
Oh, for sure. Passing, serve receive is I've always struggled with serve receive and passing growing up, like as an outside, because I've wanted to play all the way around. Like I always wanted to just be in the game. And so my freshman year I was only in front row, which is understandable. Sophomore year was like a battle between that, and like I used that sophomore year like as like if I can pass, I can be in the court and I can like help my teammates more. So I used that as like energy to continue on. Yeah.
Junior year, you took quite the jump. You were all Horizon League first team that year, continued to set even more records and go out there and just play your hardest. Did it mean more, like you were just talking about, sophomore year, you knew you needed to keep working harder. That junior year, getting that, big award and honor, was it kind of like, felt like everything had paid off?
Definitely, because junior year I definitely took on a bigger role, because a lot of our players that had that role that I got into, like those people that I looked up to and they left, I felt like I needed to fill their shoes. So definitely just did feel like a satisfying moment of like, okay, like I think I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you posted 15 double doubles that season. Was that like a goal you had going into the season, or was it just kind of happened to be a really good year?
I think it just happened to be a good year, but at the same time I wanted to just make an impact and kind of just be a leader in a lot of aspects, either like with like the double doubles, I guess, but just being like all around play. I just want to be very consistent.
Yeah.
And I think focusing on like consistency helped out with the stats a lot. So, yeah.
So what was the main goal going into this season of, you improved every year so far? What was it that was like, I got to put it there?
I guess like the main focus this year is just like leadership, because we are a young team, and just showing like with like culture and like our expectations kind of what it's supposed to look like, and how as a team we're supposed to be with each other, respond to each other, like love each other and stuff. So I think that's a big thing, and I think like skill will like always follow that. Like the freshmen, we have a really good incoming like class. Like these freshmen are really good, so there's no worries about like skill or anything, but it's just like leadership, and just culture. Yeah.
And then this is the last question I have before I kick it over to Alex. Liz I talked to her this past weekend. She had nothing but good to say about you after the whole tournament and the whole weekend. Was there ever a time during the recruitment here at NKU that it, kind of seemed like things either clicked with a teammate or clicked with Liz, where you knew that this was where you wanted to be?
Funny story. Like recruitment wise, Northern Kentucky, they were probably the last school that I talked to like in like my process, and I've like committed so fast. Like so fast. Like it took maybe like a visit, I saw a game, saw some practices, and it was just like talking with the coaches and like how they dealt with practice, how like the players are, like it just felt very homey. And like I'm from Cleveland, so this is like a 3.5 drive, so it's not too bad. I didn't want to be like too close to home, so it's like perfect. And like this is like just a great like area too, but just like listening with how the coaches were and how like the players like interacted with each other and like treat each other, because we're a very weird team, which I like, because I'm very weird, so it's just great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So just getting to know more about you, is there significance to your jersey number at all?
Yes and no. Six is very random, but I like to think like, because there's 6 people in my family, so, and I'm the youngest, so I'm like the sixth.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, that's what I could probably connect it to, but I've just always had 6, so I like to keep 6. Like, I had 6 in high school, and before I came here, I even asked Liz, I was like, hey, like, I see the 6 jerseys open. Can I have it? So, yeah.
That's awesome. So you're top 5 in kills in the Horizon League. Is that part of your game that you take the most pride in?
Yeah, I think so. I like to think I'm a very, like, explosive, like, player, and, like, hitting wise. Like, I like, it's fun. Like, I want to be, like, the person that my teammates want to go to, or, like, yeah, I think it's the most fun part, I think.
All right, so building on that, you're known by many to be, like, one of the nicest people on campus. So where do you find that competitive fire to, like, put a ball through the floor when you have to?
When I was younger, my dad, he would always tell us, like, it's okay, like, be nice, but he's like, when you're on the court, like, you have to flip a switch. And, like, he dug that into our brains. And so I just think, like, as I've grown as an athlete and, like, being able to find that switch and be able to, like, I like to be competitive, I guess, is just wanting to always compete, is what makes me, like, want to just go hard and put a ball through the floor. Yeah.
That's awesome. To the fans at home, let me tell you, you need to come out to a game.
Yes.
Because that switch is definitely flipped. Like, there was a couple times during the South Dakota game when a ball hit a player, and I was like, they're dead.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate for them. But what does it mean to you to win Player of the Week?
It's definitely an honor. It definitely, like, I feel like work is paid off, but there's still work that needs to be, like, going on. So I feel like it's a good start, and I kind of want this to be a consistent thing. So it's like, it's a good start, like, good feeling to have, but I want to continue to, like, have this feeling throughout the season.
And just talking about this past weekend, how special was it to host some of the top teams in the country on your home floor?
Oh, it was so nice. And, like, the recognition that NKU is getting is just amazing. So it's just, like, it's amazing to see throughout my 4 years, like, how more recognized we're getting as a school, and, like, how many more people are coming to the games, and, like, just being seen and just being able to, like, televised, and having, like, the news, like, channels coming in. We did Kicking It with Ken, and that was, like, really cool. So it's really fun to see, like, how NKU is growing and, like, athletics and stuff.
So 17 kills against Missouri and 16 versus South Dakota. Is there anything going into the tournament that you saw that you were like, I'm going to have a special weekend?
So in the beginning of the season, I kind of hurt my neck, and I was out for, like, 2 weeks. I wasn't hitting for 2 weeks. And so, like, coming and, like, going back in, like, practices, like, the first week I was back, I was, like, really ready to go. And haven't really felt, like, back to, like, myself, and, like, playing, like, we played Ohio State, and then that Kentucky tournament. And I didn't really feel quite like myself, and I just really wanted to work hard. And I think the practices before this previous tournament, like, the coaches and me, like, we really worked hard to just try to get, like, back in the groove and, like, focus on these little things. And so I think this tournament was, like, helped me really get back into, like, my groove and, like, how I just want to play and continue to play.
That's awesome. So we just had to ask because we haven't heard one. So do you have any nicknames?
Not really, but some people will call me JB. From my family side, like, my grandpa on my dad's dad, he calls me Smash.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that is a really good one.
Yeah, because, like, each one of my siblings have, like, a name. Like, my sister's Flash. She used to run, like, track.
Okay.
Yeah. And my twin brother's Dash, and then I forget my older brother. It's really silly.
Do they all rhyme? That's even better. That's awesome. That is super cool.
But just, like, JB sometimes, yeah.
So we came up with a couple, and we thought we might run them by you if you're okay with that.
Yes, of course.
And feel free to give them a rating. If it's horrible, you can kill it, because I know you're very good at that. Alex.
Okay. First one I had, bankroll. How we feeling about that?
Bankroll. Okay, I do actually kind of like that.
Okay. All right. Cool. And the last one. This sounds like, I know it has a negative connotation to it, but where you're, like, big with kills in the Horizon League, I went Killjoy.
Okay, I don't hate that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to sit on that one. I don't hate it, though.
Okay. What about you, Matt?
I had a couple. I think probably one of my favorite was Money in the Banks. I thought that kind of just went hand in hand. That one might be one. I don't know if that's like maybe more of like a broadcasting nickname.
Yeah.
But that was one. I don't know how you're feeling on that one. It's kind of a bit of a long nickname.
Yeah, it's a little lengthy.
Yeah. The other one I had was the Vault. A little bit more of like a lockdown defender.
Yeah, that sounds kind of scary.
Shutting stuff down, around there. But how are we feeling? Is that one?
I like that one. It sounds intimidating.
Okay, cool, awesome. Well, if you ever need nicknames, feel free to contact us. We'll help with that.
I think Colton had at least an NIL deal maybe for you. Colton?
Yeah. So I had a NIL deal kind of come to mind. So you partner up with a bank. And I just see this like the LeBron Nike posters, just like you getting a block, badass block, and it just says "Banks closed" with a period at the end of the closed.
Oh wait, that's kind of sick. Wait, I kind of like that.
That one is pretty nasty.
Did you have any questions for Joy, Colton?
I did have one that I just kind of a general one. I hear a lot of athletes, they have the stuff that they do in their free time. I see a lot on like the quarterback and receiver documentaries. So I was just wondering if there's anything that you do to get your mind off things, regenerate or rejuvenate, whatever. Anything you do, hobbies, whatnot.
Nothing like really special. I just really like relaxing. This is kind of funny. I do like watching anime. That helps. Like,
what do you watch?
Everything.
Okay.
Like literally, I will talk after this.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I used to paint in my spare time. I haven't painted in a while, but I usually do like painting. But no, just like being by myself, but also like being around people too. But like, not like in their faces, but just like being around people like helps a lot.
Yeah. And then you're the first person that we're going to run this with. So we have a quick speed round of questions that we're going to run. I've got 5. Alex has got 5.
Okay.
If you need to think on it, you can. We're not trying to say like first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
But first question we got, favorite food?
Mac and cheese.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Favorite athlete?
Jordan Thompson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What sport would you play if it wasn't volleyball?
Basketball, just for my dad.
Oh, okay. And then the last one I've got, Colton just kind of asked it. Favorite go-to hobby? Like if walked into a room, didn't have anything to do, first thing you do?
Paint.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good one.
Favorite warm-up song or artist?
Wait, that one's a hard one. Either 21 Savage or Michael Jackson.
Very nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Most memorable game at NKU?
It would have to be. It was it had to be played at NKU or just like.
Just during your time at
okay.
NKU, yeah.
We played Wright State at Wright State. It was my fresh. No. I think it was my sophomore year. I had a really good game it was really fun. I'm really bad at remembering games, but I really remember that one. It's a fun time.
That's
played
awesome.
Good. Yeah.
What's the best fan interaction you say you've had?
It was kind of awkward just because I'm an awkward person, but we played Green Bay and it was at Green Bay. We're on the bus, and this girl came up to me right before I got on the bus, and she was like. She seemed like it was high school, and she seemed really, really nervous. She was like, "Hi, Miss Joy Banks. Like, can I?" And I've never experienced anything like that ever. And I was just like, it kind of made me happy, but I was like also really awkward. So I was like eating ice cream, and I just finished it, and I just like stuffed a cone down my mouth. So it was like awkward, but no, it was definitely memorable.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we never really see it when we're watching the game. So we had to know: do you talk smack, and who's the best smack talker on the team?
I'll never talk smack to the other team, but in practices, for sure. I'd say me.
Nice.
Okay.
For sure.
Silliest fear?
Silliest fear? I'm very fearful of holes.
Okay.
That's fair. So like
Like looking at holes and falling in a hole.
that's. Do you ever have those dreams where you're like falling and you just like you wake up really quick and you enjoy
Yes,
yourself?
like-
Yeah.
She's gonna have
That's
nightmares
awesome.
now.
Yeah. Now I'm bringing it up. That's perfect. So like, what about those pictures? You ever seen those pictures
Oh.
where?
I already know.
Yeah.
I
It's just,
can't
those
even
ones.
think about that.
Yeah, those are pretty bad. I can understand that. That's a fair fear to have.
And the
Yeah.
last one we got is, who's your best friend on the team?
Lucy Cluxton, the libero.
Okay.
Sure.
Very
She's been my
cool.
roommate forever. Love that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. I think that's all the questions we got.
I
Unless.
have an extra question.
All right.
Oh,
Never
go
mind. We
ahead.
got one more.
Have you ever watched the movie Holes?
Yes, actually I have.
And what'd you think?
It was like a long time ago. I think it's kind of sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was like kind of depressed.
So you weren't scared at least?
No.
That's
Well,
good.
wasn't there like a scene with like a spider and then he got bit or something?
Like out in the
Or a
desert?
snake?
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of scary.
Yeah, that's all I got now.
It's a good question. Yeah, that's all the questions we got for you. You know, thank you for stopping by, taking some time out of your day to
Of course.
be on the show.
Means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, really, we appreciate it. So, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to go to Regents Hall, watch any volleyball match that you can, because it is truly a show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all we got.
Fun time.
Yeah. That's all we got here from Beyond the Score. See you all in the next one.